1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. Looks like I learned just enough maths to get me through a sound check. It's amazing to think I used to sit in maths class and think I'd never use any of it in real life. Sometimes I think my life is just one long coincidence. In fact, your life is just one long coincidence. I mean, all this stuff keeps happening and you just happen to be there. Speaking of coincidences, do you realise that every single person in this room is living a life that's so difficult it's never before been attempted? Everyone, I mean, what are the odds? Why am I not famous? I'm the world's greatest me. See, when you think about it, everyone's a rock star. You're a rock star. I'm a rock star. That guy over there, his mum's a rock star. I love rock and roll. The other night, I went to a rock concert and threw my mother's panties on the stage. Yeah. Unfortunately, I forgot to take my mother out of them at the time, which was pretty inappropriate, especially since it was a Wiggles concert. I mean, there we are with another coincidence. You know, rock and roll nearly didn't happen. Like, it all started with Bill Haley, Rock Around the Clock, right? Rock around the clock tonight, we're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Yeah. But what if Bill Haley wore a watch? Rock Around My Wrist doesn't quite have the same vibe. And then there's Elvis, yeah? What if Elvis's baby never left him? What if Chuck Berry's mate was named Johnny B. Dumbass? What if Buddy Holly found out that Peggy Sue was actually a bit of a bitch? What if Cliff Richard went on a snow skiing holiday? What if the Beach Boys had been picking up bad vibrations? What if Bob Dylan never got wind? What if Puff the Magic Dragon lived by an industrial waste dump? What if the Rolling Stones had actually found satisfaction? What if the Beatles' submarine had been beige? What if Richie Blackmore had been smoking a walrus? Smoking a walrus, eh? It just doesn't have the same vibe. What if Sandman took the exit? What if Jim Morrison and the Doors just wanted you to light their cigarette? What if the Wichita City Council had buried all their telegraph lines? What if Kilimanjaro didn't rise like Olympus above the Serengeti? What if no one left the cake out in the rain? What if Joni Mitchell's dad owned a car? What if Neil Diamond preferred Cocoa Pops? What if Elton John's brother, Daniel, had a fear of flying? What if Major Tom suffered from vertigo? What if Jethro Tull had been living in the future? And what if Tull had been as thick as a bowl of porridge? What if America's Horse had had a name? What if it turns out my brother actually is heavy? What if Don McLean drove his Chevy to the levee and it had water in it? And what if the Eagles had stayed in a caravan park? What if Fleetwood Mac broke the chain? What if Paul Young didn't wear a hat? What if Fernando could only hear violins? What if Supertramp took the shortcut home? And what if Freddie Mercury had pulled his trigger and missed? What if Kate Bush had read The Importance of Being Earnest? What if Betty Davis didn't have eyes? What if Al Stewart went travelling in the year of the axolotl? What if the Cars had just booked an Uber? And what if I do want to bump with a big fat woman? What if Billie Jean and Michael Jackson were actually lovers? What if Bruce Springsteen had been born in the United Arab Emirates? What if Madonna's dad never preached? What if the last plane out of Sydney got delayed? What if Midnight Oil wet the bed? What if you two actually found what they were looking for? What if Rick Astley actually does want to give you up? What if Kurt Cobain had worn his dad's aftershave? What if Green Day actually hoped you had the worst time of your life? And what if Billy Joe secretly wanted to be an American idiot? What if the real Slim Shady was a paraplegic? What if Gautier never used to know anyone? What if Taylor Swift couldn't shake it off? What if Adele actually found someone like you? What if you actually could read Lady Gaga's poker face? What if Katy Perry had kissed a cow and liked it? What if Bruno Mars's funk was downtown? What if Maroon 5 had moves like Gizmo the Honda robot? What if Pharrell Williams was just constantly pissed off? What if Robin Thicke's lines were in sharp focus? What if Miley Cyrus didn't have a wrecking ball just lying around the house? So, can you see? Can you see how close we came? Rock and roll could have just spun off into some other weird, whack headspace. It was touch and go there, people. I, for one, am very thankful that Bill Haley didn't wear a wristwatch. Otherwise, we'd been in the middle of some chain reaction. And quite frankly, I never liked Diana Ross. Actually, speaking of Diana Ross, a woman knocked on my door the other day. She looked exactly like Michael Jackson. She looks me straight in the eye and says, "I want to sell you a Thermomix." So I open the door. I say, "Thermomix, what does it do?" She says, "It'll cook dinner for you." I say, "So it's like Hungry Jack's drive-through?" She says, "Well, yeah, except you do it for yourself." I say, "But you just said it cooks dinner for me." She says, "Yeah, but this way it's so much more fun." I say, "Why would I want to do that when I have Hungry Jack's drive-through?" She says, "This way you control what's happening." I say, "How do I control what's happening?" She says, "It's easy. Thermomix tells you what to do." I say, "I hate being told what to do." She says, "Try it." So I fire it up. It tells me to put the flour in here, so I put the flour in here. It says, "Put the water in there," so I put the water in there. It says, "Close the lid," so I close the lid. It says, "Press the button," so I press the button. Then it says, "Now go get takeaway." I say, "It's perfect, I'll take two." Speaking of take two, I've been thinking about Black Lives Matter. Seems like a worthy cause. Black Lives Matter. I wonder what zebras think about that. And like, has anyone actually asked to kill a whale? I mean, let's be honest, have you ever seen an opinion piece on this written by a panda? Which seems pretty unfair. I mean, they do have opposable thumbs after all, so they can hold a pencil. Problem is, they'd probably eat it. And what about equal time for penguins? I recently went to a Black Lives Matter rally with a Frisian cow. I was okay because I had the right placard. But the cow nearly got his head beaten in. Luckily, a Malayan taper stepped in, just to break it up, backed up by a couple of Dalmatians. The Dalmatians said they had 99 mates back at the pub as backup. And a skunk. But I don't believe them. That's the problem with these sorts of disputes. Too many grey areas. You know, I just found out that the building that houses our local undertaker used to be a brothel. True story. The undertaker came to me to do his advertising. I said, what about before and after pictures? And I suggested a slogan. The brand has changed, but we kept all the skeletons in the closet. I guess in the last weeks of the old business, if you had a fatal heart attack in the middle of the job, at least the owner didn't have to move the bodies too far. You just leave it lying there till the building sale goes through. One rule that didn't change in both businesses, you were allowed to smoke afterwards. You know, I often wonder if the world's entire population simultaneously took a step in the same direction as the Earth's rotation, would the planet stop spinning? I mean, it's possible. Just ask Isaac Newton. I have his email address here somewhere. Not that he can get Wi-Fi under that apple tree. I've always been a man of science. Like, I always wonder, how does eating a half-kilo chocolate make you 10 kilos heavier? But eat 17 kilos of mulled cheese and you lose half your body weight. I know I do. But I've always been pretty sceptical about use-by dates. How do you know whether to take your clothes in or to let your clothes out? I just scull a 1 litre can of Brazilian coffee, pre-ground. Then I just let out this massive burp. It's one way to lose weight. But then, I've always done things my way. And now, the end is near, and I must face my final curtain. Quite frankly, they're bloody awful curtains. I mean, who chooses this fabric? Puce with purple lime green flowers. Regrets? I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. Don't you hate that? When these celebrities go on their talk shows and say, oh no, I have no regrets. I mean, they're sitting there, they've got 4 divorces, they've got 15 adopted kids who are all on antidepressants or in jail. Their mother just drowned in a backyard pool or something. And they say, oh no, I've got no regrets. Really? What about some of the crap movies you've inflicted on us? Can't you at least regret that? Oh no, it's made me what I am today. No, fair enough. But what if you're complete ass vomit? I did it my way. What do you know? Record scratched. Right when I was going to say goodnight. What a coincidence. Thank you very much. Nighty night. Keep living the coincidence.